and just be like a big target for your zillion foots and zillion militia. Okay, so basically anytime you can fight them outside of their base, especially in a situation like this, it's totally cool to. In this particular case, I'm sort of running away from his Blade Master, just because he's basically burning all of his Windwalks right now, which is such a huge mistake. This is the last thing you should be doing as an Orc player. I mean, he's gonna try and chase around my hero a bit, but that's assumed. You should always be ready for them to just start right-clicking your hero like mad when they have Blade Master. He does have the highest DPS of any starting hero, and I think any hero in the game in general. So generally speaking, just be prepared for him to start right-clicking it and windwalk, right-click, windwalk, right-click a zillion times. Okay, so I noticed the weak point is base. There are burrows on the bottom side, and he was starting a burrow behind that barrack, but it didn't go. I just canceled it, so I'm not too worried. And it's really important to note these sort of weak points. Always tower the barracks. Like that's a rule of thumb. I mean, obviously there are situations where you wouldn't want to, but generally speaking, always be towering his barrack. That's his lifeline to being able to defeat your push. If you're going to be targeting his barracks like that, then basically he's forced to make another barracks, which is going to cost him even more gold. And if he doesn't make another barracks, all he's going to have is his hero and his few grunts, and he's basically screwed right there. So I guess an important thing to note that AU did, he did build a war mill early and try and set up these towers, which is essentially going to fail. And he's really screwed. I'm gonna be real. He doesn't really have much of anything. He's trying to build this shop down here. I have a guard tower up in his base. I didn't go an arcane tower first. I generally don't versus Blade Master. I think the main reason for me not going an arcane first is because they basically burn all their mana, like Windwalk slashing your hero, which is absolutely retarded. But I don't know, they do it anyway. That's their call. Generally speaking, if I was the Orc, I'd spend my Windwalks on ninjaing peasants, or just like weak footmen. Like, I don't know, targeting the hero doesn't really accomplish much, considering the firelord is essentially useless once he gets rid of his 2 summons anyway. Okay, so I'm continually towering his base, and again, I'm towering him at the barrack. I mean, let's say I would have towered him at his altar, this would have been like 2 times a longer game. I mean, I'm sure I probably would have pulled it off, and I'm sure I mean the game would have ended regardless. But it would have created a longer game, and it would have been a lot harder because I would have had to deal with his burrows. And as you saw last game, I did deal pretty well with burrows, but I ended up having to research defend. In this game, I don't go defend because I'm really not worried about having to fight his burrows. Basically, this game, I kind of just wanted to tower him. Judging from his base design, I decided I wanted to tower him and just kill his main. Sometimes that is the solution, like in this case, simply because. Okay, so he had these 2 buildings sticking out, and then these. If you look at from Fog of War on, from my perspective, I can barely even see any burrows or any towers or anything. And with that being the case, like if you think about it, you're basically not accomplishing anything by, I don't know, like trying to kill these burrows and tower him in, because if you kill his main base, it's basically over anyway. If you notice, I just lost my hero, which is, I don't know, it's maybe not even silly. But it was just sort of like, eventually it adds up if they just keep right-clicking your hero and getting clarity potions and continually right-clicking, yada yada yada. Eventually it'll add up, eventually it will do some damage. So with that being said, the game's over. His long-range orc towers can't reach my human towers, so he's pretty much stuck taking towers to the face whenever he tries to deal with the problem. The funny thing is, the game, like, the reason I did it in a clan war match, which I usually don't, I usually play, I mean, I don't want to say this is a non-mannered strat, but it's pretty much a lame strat, let's be real. Like, orcs will generally not expect it, and not only that, the game we just played was on Lost Temple, and it was like a 50-minute game. It was ridiculous. Like, wow. I had never seen, just like this Mass Air Griffin's ridiculous game, and like ended up like a level 6 MK and like a level 4 Paladin and like a level 6 Archmage. It was ridiculous. And I guess I was like, man, I'm tired. I don't really want to play this guy. So I just this firelord tower rush to be a bitch and just end it quickly. If he would have gone Farseer, I mean, I don't know if I would have been like even 1/10 as successful. I mean, really, there isn't that much of a chance. Like, versus Farseer, he isn't that bad at Warcraft, and he probably, I don't know, he probably would have done okay. But as you can see, I killed his main, and I wasn't really that, like, as you can see the game with Chooser, I got defend, and I got really in his face, and I killed Burrows, which I basically had to do. If I would have tried to play like a game like I just did, where I towered him slowly instead of like, if I would have tried to tower Chooser a lot more aggressively, I would have lost, because my tower would have been in range of his Burrow, and I would have lost. That's as simply as it is, as simply put as it is. But I mean, you can't. You have to just judge the orc's base design. I think that's important when you're doing firelord tower rush. And if their base design is designed in such a way that you can just see that you're not going to be able to get away with anything like straight up towering them like I did in that game versus AU, then you're going to have to play it like I did versus Chooser, where I'm very slow, I build my way in, and I build up an army advantage, and then I push in his base with some summons, and I kill his front burrows. Because a lot of the time what's going to happen is they're going to build their burrows in, and you're going to be able to surround their burrow to the point where they're not going to have enough peasants healing it to keep up with the DPS of your footmen because of the placement of their burrow. Because if all your footmen are surrounding their burrow, they can't really heal it because there isn't room for peons to get there. So that's another good point to make. Okay, so that was my second audio, and I don't know, that was a cool little strategy versus orc that a good friend of mine, like, I like to say Vex Marquise invented it. I don't even know if that's true. He says he invented it because he was sick of orcs. Because generally speaking, better orc players are good at capitalizing on mistakes more than any other race, just because of speed scrolls and chainwave, like, catapult bukkake all over your sorks, and it's just not fun. So I guess Vex Marquise invented this strategy to allow him to have a quick no micro solution to beating orcs. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell orcs how to beat it, because I'm a bitch. Peace. Oh, wait. Shout out. God, who do I want to give a shout out to? So many choices. Oranges, because he's sexy. Peace.